Hi friends, I'm Lynn from L&J Goods. There is nothing I love more than trying to recreate the look of a vintage or antique find. For this project, I took a plain thrifted jar and transformed it using the IOD Clementine Transfer to create the look of an antique European crock. I found this jar at a local thrift shop. It had a glass top, but it wasn't quite right, so we made a top out of wood, fashioned like the tops on those antique European jars. I'm going to make all of this look like old crockery. First step is to apply a bonding primer over the entire surface of the jar. I applied 2 coats so that I could be assured that I'd have really good adhesion for the paint. After that had dried for 24 hours, I applied 2 coats of paint that had a built-in top coat. While the paint on the crock is curing, I'm going to go ahead and go through the Clementine Transfer book and pick out those pieces that I want to use on my crock. There are so many beautiful images, I want to use them all, but I'm focusing on recreating the look of that antique orange marmalade jar. So of course I have chosen these tangerines, and I'm going to start cutting them apart to customize them and make them fit my project. I love this transfer. I think it's a beautiful representation of those old world marmalade jars. Even though I can't create an exact replica of those jars, what I love about this is it has those tangerines. It also has labels on it. They're so beautiful. They reflect back to the original labeling that would be on one of those antique jars. It's not the same, it's not exact, but it does call back to those original antiques. I'll be layering these transfers on the front of the jar. I'm going to start with the largest transfer piece, apply it sticky side down, and use the applicator that comes in the package to rub it into place. Now I'm layering the other transfer pieces, trimming away any place that I need to so that I could create a cohesive design. I cut away some of the foliage, and I also trimmed some of the leaves so that I could get a shape that I wanted and that made sense for the whole composition so that it would fit within my design space on the front of the jar. The IOD transfers can be used directly out of the package, but one of the things that I love to do is to cut them apart, reimagine them, relayer them, so that I can create my own custom design. Here, I'm using the applicator tool to scratch away a few little edges of the transfers just to give them an old and tattered look. I'm not going to be trying to recreate an actual label that would have been on one of these antique marmalade jars, but I love these beautiful labels that are intertwined in the design patterns in the Clementine Transfer. I decided instead to use one of those transfer pieces on the top of the lid. Now that the transfers have been applied, it's time to make this thrifted jar and wood top look like old crockery. In order to get the effect of antique crazing and those beautiful mineral deposits and aged look of those crocks that are dug from the ground, I'm using a 2-step Crackle system. I allow both components to dry completely between applications. Then I'll apply an antiquing glaze to really bring out all of those cracks that have developed. I apply the antique glaze a section at a time and then wipe it away with a damp cloth. I can also use that cloth to dab and blot at the antiquing glaze so that it creates a wonderful old mottled look. Remember that you must only use Crackle products that are water-based on IOD transfers. Last, I'll apply some various colors of paints and glazes to replicate the look of rust and mineral deposits. With a thrifted jar and the Clementine Transfer, I was able to transform the look of this thrifted find. I'm Lynn from L&J Goods, and I am an IOD artisan. I cannot wait to share my next project with you.